Sanibonani, welcome back to another episode of Hearty Thursdays. Ngumamo Zizwe Sibia, and I am here to fill your heart with art. In this podcast, we talk about art. We talk to the people that make the art, the people behind the people that make the art, and the people that make the art, but most people don't know that they do. And today, we are so excited to have a one-person musical powerhouse in the house. Po. What does that mean?
Musical powerhouse. Basically means a person who plays a lot of roles in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, from maybe engineer, vocalist, songwriter, could be a guitarist, composer, could be a lot of things.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome, and thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here and for gracing us with your presence. Please tell me about yourself.
Okay. So name is O.V.A. I'm from KZN. That's where I reside. But right now I'm here in Johannesburg. And I'm basically an engineer, artist, vocalist, songwriter. And yeah, I think that's just me in the studio. And I mostly compose most of my songs. Yeah.
Where did you grow up? When did you get to Joburg?
First time I came to Joburg, I think it was 2009. Yeah, 2009.
How old are you?
I think I was 8 then.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Also, we're the same age then. Okay.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, that's me out here in Joburg 2008, and then but I wasn't here like the whole time. I would travel back to Durban, like leave there 2 years, come back this side, live another 2 years with my moms, then go back again. And then I fell in love with music. I think it was 2014.
Okay.
2014, I was here in Johannesburg doing grade 6 or 7, I think. Me and my friends, we were just so in love with music that time. I didn't know I wanted to do music at that time. I was just so in love with music, and it was deep house. It was deep house music, Cabo Busa, and Boomy, Heavy K. It was just, that type of spirit of love of music all the time. So, yeah, I think that's where the love of music came from. Just the influence of friends around me, having to listen to that type of music.
And then the love for making music, when did that start?
2016, when I came back from Durban.
Okay.
It was quite a hell of a long story. Just before I came back from Durban, because my mom had to take me back to Durban because I was in a lot of trouble here in Johannesburg. And then she brought me back. I think it was like 6 months after she brought me back. And then she was like, she doesn't want me to chill with the same friends I was chilling with from the past and stuff like that. And then it was a matter of now me finding that whole new circle again. And we're still in the same school with the old friends that she told me not to chill with.
So what did you
And
say?
then
Did you tell them?
magically, now I had to tell them what my mom doesn't want me to chill with you, but I couldn't just now turn my back on that. And then magically, it just happened that we'll link up in different spots, maybe at the shop, maybe at the corner, or maybe at a party somewhere. Would link up, and it would still be bumping music, exchanging music, but I don't chill that much with them at that moment. And then I remember there was a time I bumped into them at the corner. There was Swag at the corner. That's a close friend of mine, and Lito. So they were at the corner there, just chilling, rapping, freestyling. They freestyling. I'm listening to them. Then I'm like, oh shit. The guys are like really into this now, And I never had them rap before, and I'm like, oh god, this sounds nice. And then I love rap music at that moment. I have the love for it, and I'm like, whoa, the guys are doing this. What's stopping me from doing this too? Because I know I have the love for music, and that's one thing that's driving them too. It's the love for music. And then I think a couple of weeks later, I didn't go see them. I was just chilling at home, just bumping beats. I heard them playing, and I was just writing lyrics. At that time, just like writing lyrics, 2 weeks passed. And then we went back. I went back to them, same street. Came back to them. I had a book with lyrics now, and I don't usually be carrying books with lyrics. And then I'm just the one out there with lyrics. They be freestyling, and I'm just reading my lines from the book from there. And then, yeah, it was kind of funny, but yeah, I think that's where it all started.
Yeah.
And then we just from there we had formed a group called the Drippers. We would just make songs together from there.
Oh wow. And then do you guys like do or be partake in ciphers and stuff?
Not really. It was just freestyles amongst us. It would be ciphers amongst us, but not with other people. So it would just things that would be amongst us as the guys. Yeah.
And then did you go to school for it? Music?
Not really. That's the funny part. I tried going to tertiary school after high school. Didn't have the funds for it. And I was like, you know what? Cool. I'm going to just take courses if I can, which I did manage to. I'm glad I did. And yeah, that's all I just did. It was a like 3 months course I did for sound engineering, just the post side. And then all the other things was just learning from YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is like a
YouTube.
It's a
We're all
lot
graduating
as
from
well.
YouTube these days.
Do you come from like an artistic family?
Not really.
So you're the only one. Do they understand you? Do they understand that?
I know uncle of mine. We're not that close anymore, though. But I know uncle of mine who love music the same way I do, and it's like the same type of genres. He might have had that influence onto me, But in terms of them having a musical background, I don't think there's nothing.
So, do your parents, are they fully supportive, or do they don't really understand what it is that you're doing?
My mom's, yeah, she is supportive because after high school, I told her that, hey, I'm tired of books. And I'm so glad that she like accepted that about me, because I think she saw that I'm really tired of just going to school. I've been forcing school for 12 years. I had to like sit down with her, explain that I'm tired of forcing this thing. Like, I need to find myself right now, and I'm seeing that I can't go to school. I won't force you to now pay for me to go study things I don't like. And I know I won't be forcing myself to study that thing again. So I told her that, you know what, let me just sit back, relax, find myself.
That's great. I'm glad she let you. Tell me about My Way.
My Way. It's a song I produced.
Yeah.
So the beat I produced, it was last year. Yeah, I produced the beat last year, and then I sent it to Leso. I think it was like early this year. It was just a song where we were just splurging, just saying, get out of my way. Like, this is my time,
Yeah.
So I told him that, I need something like that, or something that's just gonna smack on the song. That's when I sent him the beat. I sent him the beat. He told me, yo, I have a hook for it and a verse, but we're gonna need to get somebody for the second verse. And I was like, all right, cool, no problem. I had already in my mind that, okay, cool, I got somebody in my mind. And then he sent me a voice note of the hook. And as soon as I heard it, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna slash me. Like, okay, cool. Let me hit up the next dude. I hit up Major Stoat. Major Stoat is an artist just here around the block. Yeah. I produce most of the stuff and engineer some of the stuff. I hit him up. I told him, yo, we're going to be hitting the studio this weekend, me and Leso, and I want you to be on the second verse of this song. He was like, yo, okay, cool, I'm down. We went to the studio same weekend, chopped it up, and yeah, it was just the first song, that we chopped up in about a week. Took longer to do the post-production though. It's one problem I'm having these days. But yeah, it was just
You guys recorded it in a week.
We recorded it over the weekend. It was one day recording session, and then I just had like a couple of weeks to finish off as the post-production.
And how was that experience?
I'm used to that experience now, but I think as of like dropping my first single and stuff, and everything being done by me, it was kind of frustrating. I don't want to lie. It was kind of frustrating.
But you did it.
Yeah.
You did it. What is the Nine Side?
Nine Side. It's a group I usually have shows with. It's not a group for me anymore. It's kind of a family, because they've like shown this other side of me which I also didn't know about. I didn't like for real. I didn't thought I would be a live performer or be performing my songs one day. Yeah. Until I bumped into them. And they pushed me out of that box to be like, yo, you gotta do this. You got this. That's dope. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, they mostly like family to me and stuff because they've been there for me through the hardest times too, It's just been one hell of a ride. And what kind of events do you guys do? Live performances. Like we kind of do love series show. Like right now we're gonna have a show with by Bedroom Cafe on the 2nd of December. It's gonna be a soulful sorry. Yeah, yeah, I don't know if I'm getting the name right, but soulful vibes, chilled vibes type of shows. That's dope. And how do you find performing? uh get anxious. Even till today, eh? Before I get on stage. But as soon as I'm on stage and the song starts, I think all of that just goes away. And that feeling. And then when the people like receive the song and the reaction I'll get for them, it's kind of a relief for me that, oh, okay, I'm in the right direction. Have you found like a way, like your mini ritual that you do before performance to make sure that you nail it? uh Not really, but it's just for me always praying and then taking a breath. Yeah, taking a breath. Dope. Tell me about Zing'mele. Zing'mele. That song. Zing'mele. It's a project of mine I did with a group I'm part of. I produce for them with engineers, some of their staff too. They call 29 for real. Uh, it's a project where I basically like explain the story where I was kind of going through a phase, things are going south for me. Uh, and I kind of like couldn't go out anymore. And as the lyrics say that izinto zami zingimele angisakhona ukuvela ngoba mina nginamahloni. I couldn't go out anymore because there were people who had expectations of me and I hadn't fulfilled them to their expectations. And for me, it was like, damn, I just hit rock bottom right now, and I can't even do anything about it. So yeah, it's it's a song that really hits deep to me, and for it being in Zulu, it's kind of a it's a crazy story because I don't write songs in Zulu even, and it brings me to my next project also, which is called Isintu. It's the whole EP that involves Zing'mele. It's kind of like in Zulu, all of it. Is it out or are you still working on it? It's in the process. Okay. And I did it in Zulu, not like intentionally. That's even a funny story. I did it in Zulu because I just wanted to be me and just tell the stories of my pain, just give out this soulful stories with soulful vibes. And is it hard for you or is it easier for you to be like that vulnerable through writing? I don't know. Maybe it is because sometimes, when I'm writing the verses, I sometimes find it hard to like put out everything as it is. So I think it is like really hard being that vulnerable on a song. And what would you say is more challenging, songwriting or producing? Oh, songwriting. Trust me, songwriting, having to like think of you gotta put out a verse. For me, it's about I gotta stress about the bars. I don't really stress about mostly, but something I have to consider that okay, are they bars in there? Rhymes. And then the whole point of the verse, the body in the verse of what was the verse really saying, the whole message of the verse. Just besides you hearing the hook of the song, you gotta have a message in the verse too. So yeah, I think that makes it really hard to write songs. So do you think it's important for you to put out music that says something rather than just music just for fun? I think it's very important. I think like
I'm at that stage right now in my life because when I started, I was all about trap music, rap. I never thought I'd be in this stage, like singing also. But now here I am. It's like for me doing it right now. It's about putting these messages out, and not just making music for now, but making music that people relate to. Even like 20 years from now, people would still be like, "Oh shit, I just recently went through that."
Yeah.
So for me, that's what this music is about.
That's dope. I think that's what art is.
Yeah.
To me. Which genre would you say your music usually gravitates toward?
Wow. uh, so I mostly listen to like a lot of genres, and that like pushes me to make a lot of genres. To like, I listen to piano, deep house, I listen to Afro soul, I listen to synthwave. So with all those, I have to balance it also when I'm at the studio because these are the sounds I like.
Yes.
So that also like pushes me to be like, yo, you gotta do something like that. Yeah.
But would you say there's a genre that, like, when you're listening to most of the music that you've produced or the beats that you've made or even the songs that you've written, would you say there's a specific genre like
that drives it?
Yeah.
I think it would be R&B. I think it would be R&B, yeah. Because it's one part I've been trying to like not go into deep, but every time I listen to a song, like it has that R&B flavor in it. Yeah.
That's dope. And what would you say has been your favorite project? Like whether solo or collaborating with other artists or other groups?
Favorite project. Uh, there's a song I have with Leso called Isn't Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
It's not out yet. Because we don't have a second verse on it. But I just love this song so much. Every time it plays, I even played it one time for my brother. He couldn't even believe that was my production. I'm like, bro, that's me. He's like, nah. He's like, nah, this song is too nice. I'm like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, God.
It's dope. And so I'm asking you the question that I told you I was asked to ask you. Why haven't you been dropping music?
Like, a lot has been happening lately. A lot. Like, if it ain't work, it's stuff at home. And if it ain't stuff at home, it's just stuff at the studio. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Vusi says right now, we studio hoes. We be jumping from one studio to another studio. We have files from in that studio. We have files in that studio. We can't get a song done because we can't get files from that studio, or we can't get a mix from that studio. We can't get a mix done. And then my studio time has been like really limited. Like, I don't have the equipment anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. So every time I'd be at the studio, it'd be like once a week. And then every time I get there, I'm trying to get this thing done. And then it's maybe like 2 hours I have. And I'm like, yeah, it's not enough. It's just not enough. And it just makes the whole process worse because I really be doing a lot of mistakes when I'm in the studio these days. Like, it's a lot of mistakes. Every time I get out of the studio and just sit back and listen, I'm like, ah.
It's the pressure and the
Yeah.
time. I hope you find a space soon where you can be like, at home and
I recently made a plan for that. I might be recruiting an engineer who's gonna be helping me out. Yeah, but that's something I'm just like really thinking about right now. The process.
What would you say is the one thing that you enjoy the most about what you do?
Being in the studio and just engineering. For me, I don't want to lie. Producing, yeah. Besides being on the vocals, it's just being in the studio, just be having that energy to record somebody and make somebody's dream come true, and seeing that expression from somebody.
Okay, so like when it comes to crafting beats, like what's your creative process like?
I usually sample. I'm a samples guy, and I like 80s vibes, 90s vibes. So I would basically look for something like that to give me that feeling first. it has to be a chord, has to be a drum loop. And then as soon as I get that feeling, it's just boom. Ideas will be just popping from my head. It's either I have to now turn the tempo up or chop the beat or whatsoever, but ideas will just popping up. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Yeah, that's just the process.
So like last week I was supposed to shoot on Wednesday and I was Kopana. We had the previous week I had to shoot. We had to cancel because of the guest. Last week we cancelled twice. Today my guest also cancelled, as you know. So like it's but I just know would see, you know what, it's gonna happen. So with you, what keeps you going? Because like you're saying, because there's all these things that have been happening and they're supposed to have made you to have given up by now, but you're not. What is it that is like, you know what, I'm gonna fight for this music?
I think it's the situations where I'm always landing myself. I think I'm still here for a reason. That's number one. I'm still breathing for a reason, and I recently like moved out from my mom's place. So for me, it's like that's like nothing has stopped. And then nothing will stop me if things just keep on landing in place like this, even though it's not like big things at that moment, but piece by piece. If I'm planning my things, I know that things will go right, and I think that's what's pushing me, just standing on my toes.
And I commend you for that, honestly. What advice would you give someone who's like starting out, maybe a kid in high school who's like, I wanna make music and I wanna make a living from this whole music thing. What have you learned that you think would help them in their journey?
First of all, it's not an easy journey. Eh? It's not an easy journey. You will meet a lot of people out here. People you might think they're friends, but they just snakes. So I think just be careful of your surrounding, first of all, and just know where you're going. Just know what's your vision and mission. Besides who you're gonna meet along the way, know that this is what you had set yourself out to. Don't let other people like misdirect you from that vision. Know who you are and where you're going.
Okay. Yeah, I think nothing beats that, honestly. And then consistency and patience. A lot of patience. We were actually talking about that with my Uber driver. But see, patience is actually
patience.
everything. You need to have the heart for it. What usually inspires you?
It's Java. Tory Lanez.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I said, it's mostly like music that has this old sounds. So it's could be people like the Capo, even Black Coffee these days. I've been finding myself pumping his music. Yeah, I think those are like the top.
So you find most of your inspiration from other musicians?
Yeah.
It's dope. Yeah. And then what's next in your journey? The projects that you were talking about, taking 5-year plan.
I think for now, as I said, I have a tape I'm working on called Isintu, which if ish, I hope by God's grace, I just hope that by next year March we will be done with it. And if we are done with it, I will be dropping it by that month.
Okay.
And then going on forward, uh, I'm planning on opening my own, like not a record label, but project, a studio project. Yeah, where we just have people come and record, helping people record and stuff.
That's dope. But we actually need that, considering that you face the challenges of not of you know how it's like to actually need a space to record and stuff. So how do people find you, like and your music, social media?
Social media on Instagram, it's the real underscore O.V.A. And then on Facebook, it's O.V.A. O.V. And then Spotify, you can just type O.V.A. You can find me there.
Okay, dope. So 4 quick questions before we close. Most amazing on stage moment.
I think it was at Bedred. Yeah, I performed a cover of a song called
Sweet Marijuana, Meshabovu by Momo Dreads. And I didn't expect that reaction from people. I knew that some people knew it, and then having them to sing along with me, it was just it was crazy.
Been amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I ran out of breath while performing it. And then with them singing it, I could come back to it easily. I was like, oh, okay, y'all got me.
I can only imagine. A surprising talent, a skill that you have.
Oh, let me think.
Don't think too much.
Ah,
These are
what
like
is
quick
surprising
questions.
skill? I think it could be just engineering, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one thing I discovered along the way. I also didn't know I had love for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
it just happened in a year. Like
And what's your go-to song?
go to song in like my song or
Mm-hmm. Like your song. Like whether you're sad,
There's a
you're
song I
happy.
have
called Tonight and Tonight X Stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's R&B rap song. Mm. That's like every time I wake up, that's the song I just have to play.
Is there a genre that you haven't tried that you would like to?
There is, but I actually did that like 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was deep house. It was like my first time doing a deep house project. I did like 2 projects, and it came out. Yeah, I didn't expect it to sound like that, and I don't know if I'll be dropping that. But I told the guys at the studio where I did that I want to drop that on my birthday. So if things do go well, I will let that out on my birthday, which is the 27th of November.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming. Today we had a musician, and I must tell you, it has been quite an inspiring journey for me, and I hope it has been for you as well. Thank you so much, Talente, for coming, and thank you for watching. Please make sure that you tune in on the last Thursday of the month for another episode. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, share, comment, and on our YouTube channel. If you would like to advertise your product or brand, please send us an email. If you are working on a project and would like to be part of our community and find potential collaborators, please do send us an email. The email is mamaforwork@gmail.com, which is MAMMA, the number 4work@gmail.com. This is Umama Wezizwe Sibia, and I hope I am leaving you with a heart full of art.
Thank you.
Thank you.